So when it comes to reading women and understanding women and what their thoughts are, to a lot of people, it's an absolute mystery, and we wish that we could just get in their heads and understand it. Now, the problem with the way men and women communicate is women are very emotional and men are very logical. So women always communicate with their feelings, okay? It's about a sense of energy and aura, and you can't necessarily trust their words because of this. And that's something that men really don't understand, because they will be saying one thing and then their behavior will completely go against what they've just said. Where of course men, we're logical people and we just go with what we have said, because if we're a true man, we're a man of our word. So the next question would be, is how do you overcome this? How do we overcome trying to understand their emotional ways and understanding their energy? Well, there is actually a universal language that all humans communicate in that bypasses the logic and the emotion, because it is something that is deeply rooted within us that we can't necessarily take control of. A lot of the time we're communicating like this without even realizing. And if you know how to communicate like this, you're going to be understanding humans way better than you ever thought. But also, it's a way of how can you display yourself to people in a way that gives you value that completely goes under their radar. And this is something that's so powerful that the CIA use this, okay? This is something that top agents are doing, that they're trying to understand people on such a deep emotional and psychological level that this is studied by the CIA. And of course, the language that I'm talking about is body language. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of people hark on about body language, but let me just tell you that 55% of our communication as a human species is through body language. 55%. That's over half of what you communicate is just through your physical actions alone. So yes, what you say does matter, but the way you present yourself and the way that you carry yourself is the real game changer. So we're going to do a bit of a crash course of body language and tips and tricks that I have learned throughout my time out in the field and trying to improve myself. Now, the key points about this is that you're going to be able to read others once you've understood body language. You're going to know how people are feeling without them even saying it. They're going to be unable to hide their true intentions. And of course, once you understood body language, you can utilize it as a tool to display value. Okay? Now, the biggest overlooked piece of body language are micro-expressions. These might be small facial reactions, like a small smile, but they're trying to mask them. But the thing is that micro-expressions slip through the cracks, okay? A quick smile after a compliment means that they genuinely appreciated it. And a twitch in the corner of the mouth could indicate, some doubt or something like that. And the main way to read micro-expressions is you have a gut feeling when you see it, okay? When you see someone behave in a particular way and you go, oh, that was weird, that's your primal instincts kicking in. And you have to feel that, okay? And you have to go along with it. Now, another thing that's quite a small part of body language are the eyes. Now, they always say that the eye's the window to the soul or something like that. And if you pay attention to someone's eyes and where they go and where they're making eye contact, that's what they're going to be focused on. So if you're seeing a girl, giving you a lot of eye contact, she's really into you. And there is a particular eye contact that women do that kind of looks like a puppy look. And that's when they're really, really into you, okay? They're going to try and sort of bend their head down and look up to you. And they're going to start looking extra cute. Their pupils will dilate. These are things that they can't really control. And these are those small, little, subtle moments of body language. But those aren't the easiest ones to always catch. So sometimes we need to look at the bigger ones. And that's when we're going to talk about posture. And there are two types of major postures. We've got our open postures and our closed postures, okay? And our open postures are, our arms are open, our legs are relaxed, shoulders back, as if like you're willing to give someone a hug, okay? Now, if you're ever in an approach, you want to be in an open posture as much as possible, okay? You want to be that friendly person that's ready to give someone a hug, a high five. You need to be welcoming. That's why it's an open posture. And these are the kind of postures that really draw people in, okay? People really want to feel welcomed into your energy. Now, of course, the opposite to that is the closed posture. And the quickest one with that is the crossed arms, the hunched shoulders. Turning your body away is a massive defensive stance to take, and that really shows a lot of discomfort. Now, the chances are when you first approach someone, they might have that closed posture. Crossed arms, people tend to feel quite comfortable in it because they're trying to comfort themselves. And I used to call people out on this, saying like, closed posture, not doing good. And, sometimes people are just genuinely cold and stuff, but it's worth noting that the closed posture, especially if they're indoors, they might not be feeling very comfortable, okay? And this is something to notice, not just for girls when you're talking to them, but, all humans, okay? Whenever you see people in conversations, if you catch yourself doing it, try and keep your posture open, okay? It can be very difficult to fight because it is a primal instinct, but it's something that's worth taking note of. And if you do see someone with a closed posture that you're trying to interact with, and someone that you're trying to attract especially, try and find ways to create that open posture, okay? Maybe take their hand so that they can have a little dance with you or something, or try and grab their hands for a little game and create that open posture, okay? Give them that open space to let them know that it's safe to be open and that they are okay to let you in, because of course your open posture is welcoming them in. Now, another little trick that the CIA use quite a lot is called mirroring. And this is when you're trying to build trust with someone. Now you see, humans like what relates to them. Humans like what relates to them, okay? If they see something familiar that looks like them, that feels like them, that gives their same sort of energy, they're drawn to that because it's a safety thing. So, if you wanted to make someone feel comfortable, you can start subtly mirroring their postures, mirroring their gestures, and mirroring their tone when we're starting to engage and try and build rapport, because it will make them feel comfortable. And also, this is good to know because if you see someone that's also mirroring you, you know that they're trying to build rapport with you. They might not even realize that they're doing it, but it's a thing that people definitely do, and I've noticed it quite a lot. Now, quick little hacks to create high value body posture and body language. The quickest one I can think of is power stances. Now, these can be a bit cheesy because you kind of look like Superman or Wonder Woman, but try and think of like a character that you think is that epitome of an alpha male that stands up nice and strong, maybe with his hands on his hips, and just embrace that feeling of head highness, okay? Like, keep your shoulders back, head held high, and feel strong. And this will work because the outside will affect the inside, and once the inside is also feeling that energy, it will start being congruent, which is something that we want to achieve so that we are authentic with our body language. Now, something as well that we need to be aware of is how are we leaning, okay? Are we leaning in too much because we're giving too much interest? Or are we leaning away because we are the leader of the frame? Now, our aim is to lean away and take up as much space as we can, feeling comfortable because this is our space. We are the leader of the frame. We are the prize to be won. And if you start making conversations, making stories, and people are interested, they're going to be leaning in. If you have a girl that starts leaning into you, she is definitely attracted to you. And you can definitely utilize that because then you can start taking her hand, pulling her in. You need to pull her into you, okay? You don't want to go into her space. She wants to come into your space. And that's why understanding body language is so powerful, because they do give these subtle cues, these subtle ways of communicating that you don't even realize, but they're very, very powerful. Now, there's a whole bunch of other things about body language that I can get into, but I think we can say that for another day. And there's loads of ways to also see how she's interested in you. There's little actions that she might take, there's little movements that girls do, and quite a lot of girls do this universally, so it's definitely worth understanding and knowing. And I definitely want to get into that in another video, but as for now, if you got any value out of this, give it a like, give it a subscribe, do whatever you need to do down there. And if there's anything that you've noticed about body language that you think is worth sharing, put it in the comments. I want to hear your stories. I want to see your experiences, and I want to see us all grow together. And if you know that there's someone that's struggling with their body language, I know I've definitely met people that got those hunched over shoulders that just say, no, I'm feeling comfortable, but they look awful. Send this to them their way and let this be a call to action for them that they need to sort out their body language, because once you understand it and once you've fixed it, it is going to be not even a game changer, but a life changer. This is something that you can take into your professional life, your social life, your dating life, everything. And you're just going to feel more comfortable in your own skin in general. But until then, guys, keep on going out there, keep on improving, keep on seducing, and keep being amazing.